Hello YouTube. Today in the Naughty Librarian, I am going over my end of Smutty September wrap-up. So hey, Amanda, you're not wearing makeup. That's true, because this is like in the morning, and I figured I'll get ready for work and we could talk about books. First things first, the end of September didn't go fantastically. I didn't read as much as I was hoping to read. It just, it was a combo of things. One, I was needing a break, and two, the books I was reading weren't fantastic. So it was like a perfect storm of things. So let's get going. I'm gonna start off. I have this serum I use, this pink diamond serum. It's really expensive, but like I got it from FabFitFun, so like I lucked out that I got it for so cheap. Also, whoo boy, I have my like fancy like makeup mirror here, and it just like So I also have these gua sha crystals that my friend gave me, and they're fun, Like everyone honks, so you know what? It's the morning, people are gonna honk outside. I can't like live my life like this. We're just gonna like deal with the honks as they come. But yeah, gua sha crystals, my friend gave me some. She was like, oh, you should use them. And I was like, okay, I like playing with rocks. So I have them and I use them now. Although the box says like, oh, it removes toxins. And I'm like, no, it does not. But it is fun just to rub pretty things on your face. So like I kind of use it just to put on my serum because, I like to feel fancy. It's me time. It's me time, okay? Okay, next step, sunblock. Because even though I work indoors all day and I don't see the sun a lot, I refuse to let sun damage my skin. So yes, I wear sunblock every day. I just have to. Like, I feel weird if I'm not wearing it because it's like, it's good moisture. It's like works for me because if I put too much moisturizers on my skin, I just turn into an oil slick. But like sunblock works for some reason. Okay, so as we start continuing on with my makeup journey, let's talk about books I read. This first category is romance, and I read 2 of them. I read The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, and you know what? This was kind of just like a last-minute addition to my TBR list because it wasn't on there, but I was like, you know what? This is super trendy. Everybody's talking about this book. Everybody's obsessed with it. I've got to read it. And here's the thing. So as I do my foundation, let's talk about my thoughts on that book. So, Love Hypothesis, right? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. In the end, I gave it like 3.5 stars. I know. Everyone's disappointed in me right now that I have like kind of an unpopular opinion. Although like 3.5 stars is not bad by any, measure of the word. But was it fantastic? Honestly, kind of no. Mainly just because it is poorly veiled Raylo fanfiction. Like, am I the only one who can't stop seeing it? Like, the main guy's name is Adam, and the way he's described in the book, I'm like, so this is obviously Adam Driver. Like, no one is confused. No one is like, subdued by the subtleties here. It's just so obviously Raylo fiction that I'm like, ugh. Anyway, so it's about this guy, Adam, like I mentioned, and this girl, Olive. And they're both like in academia, and then one day Olive is in the hall and she needs to convince her best friend, like, hey, I have a boyfriend. So she grabs Adam and she's like, meh, she just lays a kiss on him and he's like, whoa. And like, he's kind of like the science department dick. Like, he's not like in a sexy way dick, like in a mean way dick. So like, it's kind of an opposites attract fake dating story because Adam seems to be really into going to do this fake dating thing. Obviously there's a lot of mutual pining here, and also like unexpectedly a lot of demisexual representation, which I was not expecting. Obviously I just said unexpectedly, but it was nice. I was like, okay, you don't see a lot of demisexual characters where they actually like go into demisexuality. So it had like things that I enjoyed, but for the most part, I was just like, okay, so this is obviously Adam Driver, and it was driving me crazy. And I will admit, I did skim some parts. Like, I just wasn't super into it. And like, here's the deal. Like, as I was reading this, I was feeling very like anxious and frustrated. Like the characters were. The characters were also very anxious and frustrated. And there's an argument to be made that like, wow, this is really well written because I feel the same things the characters feel. On the other side of that coin, it's also really unpleasant to feel anxious and frustrated the whole time you're reading something. So, it is what it is. I thought it was cute. It wasn't like incredible like everyone's going on about. It's fine. But I think if you're into Raylo, you know, Kylo Ren and Rey from Star Wars fanfic, you might really get into this. If you want to see demisexual representation, you might really like it. Other than that, you know, I don't know, give it a whirl. It's not bad. It's just not, you know, fantastic. So while I look like a crazy person with paint on my face before I blend in this concealer, let's talk about the other romance I read, which was The Roommate by Rosie Danan. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna be honest here. This is another unpopular opinion. I DNF'd it. I know! No one's more frustrated with this than I am. So The Roommate, right? I was really into it because everyone was telling me how good it was, and I was like, well, the cover is god-awful. Like, it's terrible cover art. It looks like the Babysitter's Club, right? Isn't that the same art that they had in the Babysitter's Club book? Is it just me? Am I the only one seeing it? But anyway, we're moving past that. It is about this girl, Clara, and this guy, Josh. And they basically wind up being roommates. Through, like, we don't even need to get into how this happened, but they end up being roommates. And the thing is, Clara, she's very, like, waspy, socialite kind of person. And then Josh, porn star. So, how are these crazy kids gonna work it out? And the thing is, I don't think they do successfully. Let's go over things that I think the book is good for. One, I think it kind of normalizes sex work, which I think is important. There's nothing wrong with doing porn if that's what you enjoy doing. So yes, normalize sex work, I'm into that. And besides that, I don't like anything else. It was so bad right away. Like, honestly, I read so little of this book and couldn't stand it anymore. Like, it was, wow, this was bad for me. So here's the thing. These characters are in text described as pushing 30. They're around 30 years old, like within a year or two of 30. And the way that they act, and even the way they got into this situation where they're just like, oh, whoops, we ended up being roommates for the summer. It seems like so new adult, am I right? Like, these characters were like 22, 23, maybe even 25. Up to that point, I would have bought it as being, you know, you're in your early 20s, you're gullible and easily tricked into things, you know? Like, I would have bought it hook, line, and sinker. However, these people are pushing 30, and she has a master's degree. Or like a doctor, I forget. She has some upper level education degree. And how did you get suckered into this? Like, I'm very confused at these people and the maturity level because they act like at least a decade younger than they are actually. So, you know, for the genre it was, I didn't think it worked. If they would have like changed things around and made it new adult, I could have got into it. And also, like I said, these characters are pushing 30, right? So they're millennials, and there's some turns of phrases in this book that make no sense for millennials to say. I am also a millennial, so I would know this. I feel like I'm a bit of an expert on millennial speak. But you know what? This one point, Josh, he says to Clara, "You're not gonna toss your cookies, are you?" And like, for real? I have never used the phrase toss your cookies in my life. I've never heard anyone else I know say toss your cookies, and like, I just couldn't get over it because so many other things about this book were so incongruous that like I couldn't get over that. And that's what like killed the book for me, was the phrase toss your cookies. I know. It's stupid. And I don't feel good about it, but frankly, like, it was just making me mad. So I stopped reading it because I'm like, why am I making myself mad on purpose? That's stupid. I DNF'd. I can't really give it a review. I've only read like 6 chapters. Not a lot. And then I skimmed a little bit ahead though. Oh yeah, you know what? I did skim a bit ahead. And I just wanted to see, like, does it get better? Maybe it's a rough start. And I'm like, it really doesn't get better. Because, you know, Josh and Clara wind up with each other. And they're so different people, and like, I don't understand why they would be attracted to each other. Like, I mean, Josh, he's hot, he's a porn star, but Clara is just the worst. She has the personality of a plank of wood, and I don't get it. It's like, anyway, moving on. I didn't like it. I DNF'd. I'm sorry. Next category is fantasy, and I read 2 of them. I read Gods and Monsters by Shelby Mahurin, and this was so anticipated. This is the last book in the Serpent and Dove trilogy, and I was like, I need it. Like many fans, we were all very upset by the end of book 2. We were not okay. So I needed this book to see how is she gonna fix what she broke at the end of book 2. And technically speaking, does she fix what she broke at the end of book 2? Yeah. Not quick enough in my opinion. But though how she fixes what broke at the end of book 2 is by breaking something else in book 3. So there you go. And by the way, I realize this like review makes no sense because I'm trying so hard not to give away plot points because the thing that breaks is kind of a spoiler. And then I'm just saying in advance, it does get fixed in book 3. So if you're a fan, rest assured that gets fixed. It takes kind of longer than necessary to get fixed, but it does. And in fixing it, they break something else in the story, and you're just going to be angry again. And you're just like, why are you doing this to us? We just got that fixed, and you broke something else, lady. So then we spend the rest of the book with something else broken, and it's just stupid. Like, I'm not going to say, okay, you know what? Slightest of spoilers here. It's someone loses their memory. So it's like an amnesia trope. And you're just like, really? We gotta deal with this shit again? Like, oh God. And it's awful. Well, it's not awful. It's just, overall, I think this book is really just a story about dealing with grief and how that affects people and how to move past it. So there's a lot of things going on there about that. And, you know, I think, you know, it is interesting to explore with these characters, although I feel like it did get a bit saccharine at points. But, so that's kind of the main idea here. And, you know, also it's a love story and everything, and there are some really swoony points. So, like, it does some things well, but overall, it's just kind of obnoxious. It's like, really, lady? No one liked that in book 2, and you did it again in book 3, and we're not having it. But, you know, there were some moments that I did think were funny. Like, I did laugh out loud at a few jokes, which was nice because, you know, that is one of the reasons why I like the book. It is, like, really funny. It has one-liners, sarcastic characters. Book 1, Serpent and Dove, was so incredible that everyone was expecting the world from the rest of the series, and I think maybe we had skewed expectations because the rest of the series just isn't as good as book 1. There you go, I said it. But in the end, I gave it like 3.5 stars. So I rounded up to 4 because I'm nice. But, you know, is it like, wow, I am amazed by this? No, I am not, but it's fine. It's over, you know what I mean? And, like, did it end how I wanted? Yeah. Did the, you know, big climactic battle, like, get kind of slapdashed together? A bit. Because they spend so much time dealing with the thing that they broke. Sir? Sorry, there's, like, just honking everywhere. Anyway. The last book I read in the end of September was The Goblin Emperor by Katherine Addison. And I'm not going to get into a too long review here because there is a whole video review of this already. Because this was the book of the month for the Blades and Broad Strippers book club. So I'll put a link to that up there. But in the meantime, Goblin Emperor. Whew, alright, sorry, I'm back. I just took a little break because I had a sneezing fit. What is it about the weather out here? So in Los Angeles, you know, oh, the weather's warm all the time. And, you know, that's true to a point. But it is becoming fall a little bit, so the weather is like hot one day and cold the next day, and like drastically different. Like yesterday it was 86 degrees, today it's gonna be 74 degrees. Like so up and down, and my nose just can't handle it. It is like not having it. So yeah, Goblin Emperor, as I do my eyebrows, this is, oh boy, let's try this out. We are following this kid, his name is Maya, and he is kind of the, I don't know, the redheaded stepchild of the royal family, as they say. He is the youngest royal heir, and his father doesn't give a shit about him, and he kind of just packed him off to go live at this, like, distant castle, so he doesn't have to look at him, you know? So, there you go. Is he having a good time in life? No, he's not. He's kind of abused. And then one day, wouldn't you know, all of his older brothers and the king himself die in a plane crash. So, like, what do you know? Maya's emperor now. So he's got to go to court and, like, wade through the shit that is politics. And the thing about Maya is that he is, I don't know, like the sweetest cinnamon roll that's ever been baked. Does that make sense? Basically, that's what everyone likes about Maya. He has, like, a really sweet heart, and he wants to do the best for everyone in the kingdom. And he has a lot of, like, views, and, like, how he's not going to betray his own morals, but, like, not in a sanctimonious way, more so just like, I'm gonna do what's right because it's right. You know, like, why are you guys being a-holes? That kind of thing. And Do I like Maya? Yeah, I love him. He's adorable. If anyone tried to hurt him, I would beat them to death. Like, he is my cinnamon roll and I will protect him. But, you know, there's that, which I love. I love Maya as a character. There's a lot of, like, world building here that I think is good. There's a lot of cool characters and everything. However, I know none of their names because their names... There's like a whole language built into this book and new world building and everything, and like I can't remember them. I just started giving everyone nicknames. So, you know, that's also kind of a bit of a problem in the book, is that like I don't know anybody's names because I can't remember them because I didn't like buy another book to like learn the language of this book, you know what I mean? And also, I don't really think it has a plot. Is it just me? Like, here's the thing, like, you know, a plot structure is I need this, so I have to do that in order to achieve it. That is a plot arc. And this one doesn't really have that because he doesn't need something to achieve something. He just has things happen. And I think the idea of the plot here was supposed to be character growth, but character growth in and of itself is not a plot. It is a result of the plot. But yeah, it's a lot of character study, a lot of character growth, and that's what it is. But, you know, I don't really think the plot is anything to write home about, and you know, but Maya's cute. He's a sweet little guy. I like him. So I think I give it like 4 stars, because like, did I enjoy the book? Yeah. Do I think it has some good things going on in here? Yeah. But like, just doesn't have a plot. If it had one of those, I think it might have been 5 stars. Who knows? Okay, so I was holding off doing my eyeliner because like I barely survived doing my eyebrows and they're not even that good. I will be right back. I'm gonna do my eyeliner. Have you guys tried Lash Paradise by L'Oreal? Hot damn, this is one of the best mascaras I've ever used in my life. Try it out. It is phenomenal. Sorry, side note before I get to my final thoughts. All right, I'm officially done with my makeup. Normally I'd put on lipstick, but I have to wear a mask all day anyway, so I just don't put on lipstick. But like, I miss lipstick. Does anyone else miss it? Because you have to wear a mask all the time and there's just no point putting it on. So, as my setting spray dries, yeah, the second half of September was not the tea. It's a bit unfortunate because I was really hoping for some good picks, but like everything was just kind of mediocre. And frankly, I just kept taking a lot of breaks because like I was reading things I wasn't super into, and it was like I don't want to force myself to read it and just get angry and hate it more than I already do. So, you know, I just took a lot of breaks and like was leisurely about my reading. Also, this is my Jane Austen fan. It just says, I am a Jane Austen fan. Get it? I got it at a book fair like a couple years ago, and like it still hasn't broke, so I use it to dry my setting spray. Also, I use this like watermelon burst by Ciate, and if you haven't tried it, it's fantastic. It smells like watermelons, and like my makeup doesn't move an inch. Like, it is great. Yeah, that's the end of September. I have good hopes for October. Fingers crossed that I'm gonna read some really good stuff, because like, oh boy, I'm hitting a slump and I'm not having it. Also, hey, don't forget, this Sunday, it's October 10th at 12 p.m. Pacific time, I'm going to be doing my wine live chat show. I'm going to do a wine tasting. We're going to talk about books, and it's going to be fun. You know, I like telling people about wine, and I think a lot of people like wine but don't know where to start. So, hey, you can learn something new about wine. And also, you know, we're going to talk about books. It's just going to be vibes. It's gonna be a chill hangout. Just come hang out, you know. And yeah, again, Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific. Let me know in the comments down below, what have you been reading lately? Have you been reading something that's really phenomenal? Because I have not, and I'm bummed about it. So if you have, what have you read lately that's phenomenal? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon.